Today we are starting with this new chapter, that is microorganisms, friends or foe. So students, whether the microorganisms are our friends or they are the enemies of us. So today we will read about it in this chapter. So students, first of all we will come to know what are microorganisms. So microorganisms are very small organisms which we can't see with our naked eyes. So what we use microscopes to see them. So, and you will be surprised to know, students, that it is present everywhere. Right now on your hand also, on your clothes also, on your chair also, on your table also. It is present everywhere in this environment, in the soil, in the room, in the air, in the water. Now, how many types of microorganisms are present on this earth? We categorize the different microorganisms into basically 4 groups, and the 5th group is virus. First of all, we will discuss about fungi. The fungi are the microorganisms which lack chlorophyll. So, if they don't have the chlorophyll, they are unable to do the photosynthesis. Hence, they depend upon the other organisms for their food. The most common example which you know about the fungi is the bread mold. The bread mold which develops over the bread. Then penicillin, aspergillus, and now coming to algae. Algae are those microorganisms which have chlorophyll. If they have chlorophyll, it means they can do photosynthesis. The example which you know about algae is Spirogyra. Yes, the Spirogyra which you have already learned in standard 7th. The other examples are Chlamydomonas and Neothrix. Now coming to Protozoa. This protozoa is again a microorganism. It is sometimes found outside the living body or sometimes inside the animals or the human body. They are responsible for causing disease also, and the most common example is amoeba and paramecium. Now coming to bacteria, you might be surprised to know that bacteria are the primitive organisms which were found on this earth. When the earth originated, the condition on this earth was very extreme. It means during daytime it was extreme hot, and at night time it was extreme cold. And students, the bacteria was the only organism which were able to survive in that extreme condition. And this bacteria is of different types like cocci, bacillus, spiral and vibrio. Now coming to the virus, you might say that, ma'am, nowadays this coronavirus is causing this pandemic in all over the world. Yes, students, this virus is on the borderline of living and non-living. Why? Because when they enter the living body, they become alive, and when they come outside the living body, they become dead. That's why during this pandemic, it is being advised to maintain the social distancing or stay at home, so that if the virus will remain outside the human body, it will become dead, and ultimately it will not affect the other human being. So student, these are the different types of microorganisms found on this earth. Some microorganisms are unicellular, while some are multicellular. Unicellular, you are knowing, amoeba is a unicellular, and the multicellular microorganisms are fungi and some algae. I have already told you they can survive in extreme conditions like bacteria. They found outside the human body or the animal's body, or sometimes inside the human body or the animal body. Some microorganisms grow freely, means they don't stay with others or they don't live in colonies like amoeba. Amoeba lives freely in this environment, but fungi, bacteria, they are sometimes found in colonies. Yeast, you remember? Yeast form the colonies, and yeast is a type of fungi. So, now we will discuss about how microorganisms are helpful to us. So in the starting of the chapter, I told you that microorganisms are friends also and they are enemies also. So first of all, we will discuss that how microorganisms are friend for us. First of all, we are coming to the first use of microorganism is making of curd and bread. This lactobacillus bacteria converts the milk into curd. Lactobacillus is actually present in the curd. When we mix the small amount of curd in a little lukewarm milk, what happens? This lactobacillus bacteria starts multiplying and they produce a lactic acid which converts the milk into curd. Now this microorganism also help us in making cheese, pickles, idlis, and bhatura, etc. Why yeast is used in baking industries? Yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. The bubbles of carbon dioxide gas fill the dough and increases its volume. And that's why the yeast is used in the baking industry. Now coming to the commercial use of microorganism. These microorganisms are used in making wine, alcohol and acetic acid. What happened actually? The yeast is grown on the natural sugars like barley and wheat. The sugar which is present in that barley and wheat gets converted into alcohol, and this process of conversion is called fermentation. Sometimes the pulp of fruits are also used for this process of fermentation. Now coming to the medicinal use of microorganisms. The antibiotics, in the name you might be aware of, actually it kills or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms which are present inside our body. The names are streptomycin, tetracycline, etc. Now it is used in the animals also. How they are given to the animals? Actually, these antibiotics are mixed into their feeds, and then it is given to the animals, and in this way the disease is being cured. Now, some precautions must be taken while taking the antibiotics. This antibiotics must be taken on the advice of qualified doctors only, and whatever the course is being prescribed by the doctor, you must have to complete it. Otherwise, this overdose of antibiotics may kill the beneficial bacteria, good bacteria which is present in your body. Here are some examples of antibiotic. This is penicillin. One of this is penicillin, and one example of antibiotic tablet. In 1929 students, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease-causing bacteria. Suddenly he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plate, and what he observed that green mold actually prevent the growth of this bacteria, and hence he discovered the penicillin by accident. And now coming to the vaccine. You might be knowing that Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. But what are vaccines? Vaccines are actually made up of dead and weakened microorganisms. They are inserted in the human body during the childhood age or an infant. Why? Because our body will produce the antibodies in against of that. Antibodies are actually the soldiers which will fight with those microorganisms whenever they will enter in our body in some future time. So these vaccines help us in future also whenever those microorganisms will enter our body. Now, how these vaccines are formed and how it works. I have already told you that these vaccines are formed from the dead and weakened microbes, and they produce the antibodies in our body, and these antibodies work throughout our life. Examples are cholera, tuberculosis, hepatitis. Now, the next use of microorganism, that is increasing soil fertility. The rhizobium bacteria, you are quite aware with these names, rhizobium bacteria, blue-green algae, which helps in fixing the nitrogen in the soil in the form of nitrate, which is easily soluble in water and can be taken by the plants easily. Here are some of the examples like blue-green algae, and you are seeing one leguminous plant over here in which the root nodules are present where this rhizobium bacteria is found. Now coming to the next use of this microorganism, cleaning the environment. You are quite aware of this word decomposers. These decomposers helps in cleaning the environment. They convert the biodegradable waste into manure and thus it helps in cleaning the environment. And the examples here in this figure, you can see some of the examples of bacteria and fungi because bacteria and fungi are the decomposers. Thank you, students.